want your review site hooked to your website, your WordPress, your Twitter, your YouTube and Facebook, and Google Local. We want your Twitter account hooked to your WordPress, your website, your YouTube and your Facebook, and your YouTube page hooked to your Google Local, your Facebook site, your website, your Twitter account, your review site, and your WordPress site. We want Facebook hooked to your website, YouTube, Twitter, review site, WordPress site. This is getting more difficult. And then we want your website hooked to AdWords and organic searching as well. So by the end of doing all this, we have this massive web, right? And it can be difficult for you to figure out exactly what we're doing here. But ultimately the key is to try to do as much of this as we can for free. In fact, there's only a few things that you have to pay for. Certainly your website is one thing. AdWords on Google, which we'll describe a little bit later, and possibly even some advertising on Facebook. But the key to creating this web is that we want to increase the traffic from Google to your website, and from WordPress, and your review site, and Twitter, and YouTube, and Facebook, and Local. So all of this web is created so that you can increase the traffic to your web page for basically no money. So let's simplify this a bit. We'll break it out into 9 steps in improving your web presence and your image. So basically by the end of these 9 steps, this web will make a whole lot more sense to you. At least that's the plan. So let's take a look at these 9 steps. Step 1, get a website that is functional, optimized, and looks good. If you don't have a website, stop here. There's no reason for you to continue with this. This is the most important step, hands down. Now, there are many people that make websites. These are just some dental-related websites. Jameson Management does great sites. They actually don't just do web pages, but they'll actually develop your entire marketing image. American Dental Websites does a great job. ProSites has some wonderful template-based sites. You can be up and running overnight. PBHS, My Dental Practice Online, Dentist Design, Office Site, and the IDA, Internet Dental Alliance. These are just some. So get a website and then make sure that it's optimized. Here's an example of a pretty good optimized website. There's a lot of text here, but each one of these pieces of text is put in there for a sole purpose, which is to be found on Google. If you search Dental Office Des Moines, this will show up. If you search Des Moines Invisalign, you'll find them. All the information they need is right here on the front page, including links to the different social networking sites, which we talked about, and that's what we plan to do for you, even an offer. So I suggest that you get a professional to do a keyword analysis of your web page. Jameson Management does this. So does a company called GetFoundFirst.com. Now, Jameson's going to be a lot more comprehensive. They're in charge of your entire marketing image. Get Found First is a company that looks at your web page, looks at your competitors, and gives you examples on how you might be able to optimize it. And certainly if you want to write them a check, they'll be glad to do that for you as well. I think this is a huge benefit to your practice to have someone analyze your keywords and help you improve it. Because ultimately what you want to do is show up here. When you get here, you've won the battle. Now, this is called an organic listing, all right? And that's one of the things we wanted to help you with. An organic listing is something that you don't pay for. It's something that you get because your keywords on your web page are optimized, and when somebody searches for, in this case, Des Moines Dentist, they click or they find your web page and click on it, and Google sees that as being relevant. The more people that search for this keyword and find your web page and click on it, the more relevant you become, and the higher you will get up in the organic listings. The rest of this, like for instance over here, are sponsored links. You have to write checks for that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And this part right here, which has become major as of recent, is called your Google Local Business page, and we'll help you with that as well. So basically, step one is to get a website, make it functional, make it optimized, and make it look good. If you do that, you're ahead of the game. The second step is to create a Facebook fan page, Twitter, YouTube page, and keep them updated with relevant content. This is free. There's nothing here that's going to cost you any money, but it will cost you some time. So the key here with Facebook is that after you create a Facebook fan page is that we want to get as many people as possible to click that like button. There are some ways in which you can do that, which we'll talk a little bit later. But if you don't have a fan page, create one, put your office on there, add your information like your date and time, how they can contact you, take some pictures, throw them on in your photo area, perhaps create a discussion, and maybe add a video or two that will show you how to do that with YouTube a little bit later. With Twitter, create an account, and that's it. Don't worry about the content now on Twitter or really updating your wall on Facebook. So I'll show you some ways that you can do that excuse me, once we link these all together. Now YouTube is a little bit more functional for a dental office, and surprisingly very few dental offices take advantage of their YouTube account. Now the first thing you want to do is create a YouTube account, and then you want to run around and take video, like a tour of your practice, get some interviews with staff, and get a couple patient testimonials and throw them on there as well. Now all we're doing is getting this set up for the big finish where we link all these things together, which is the next step. The other thing you want to do is when you're taking videos on YouTube and updating them is ensure that you add keywords just like you did on your web page. Keywords, well, because Google owns YouTube, the keywords are in the description, will help you actually be displayed on the Google search. So if you have Invisalign Dentist Fort Collins, not only do you want your web page to display, but you also want a video or two that comes from your practice. Now you don't have to do this for every video. If you have a patient testimonial, it may not be overly pertinent to have on the Google page or on the YouTube or Google page, excuse me. So you may not want to spend a whole lot of time doing that. But things like services that makes you unique, like Invisalign or CAD/CAM or whatever the case may be, go ahead and throw those in to the description when you're uploading the video, and it'll help you get indexed on Google as well. Make sure you buy a digital camera and make it a good one. They're cheap. This is the best way by far to make sure that you're optimizing your YouTube page. Now, one of the things that's nice about having a smartphone like an Android or an iPhone is first and foremost they have high definition video cameras built into them. At least the new iPhone does, and all the Androids do. What's nice is if you get a testimonial on the fly, you can record it right from your phone, hit the share button, and have that on your YouTube page within seconds. The HD Flip video camera, which is about $200, gives you high definition video and a very portable compact camera. So as far as doing tours of the offices and staff interviews, certainly the HD Flip video camera is nice. Now the benefit to the HD Flip video camera is it has editing software. So if you want to combine videos or transitions or add text or whatever the case may be, you can very simply do it with the HD Flip video camera. The other thing is they now have HD webcams, and they're cheap, 40 to 60 bucks. If a patient is at the front desk and they are raving about dentistry, flip on the video camera, open up your YouTube page, and record a testimonial directly from the HD video camera to YouTube. Very simple, no editing necessary. In fact, let me just say that in my opinion,